Why do we sabotage ourselves? Why do we have such a hard time doing what we think we know is right? A lot of times people aren't really necessarily doing stuff that they should be doing. I mean, if you want to say that there's something that we should or shouldn't be doing, when you zoom out far enough, there's no such thing as should or shouldn't, or right or wrong. But there's just some things that feel more aligned and more on the path um, than other stuff. You know, when you're stuck in suffering, it feels off. Something feels off. But why do we sabotage ourselves? What is it? What is intrinsically tied to that sabotaging nature? We just have to do something stupid. It's like, what are we doing? Let's say you're trying to do something to improve yourself, right? Like you're trying to stick to a diet. You're trying to you have a goal of wanting to achieve something, right? You want to lose weight. You want to get fit and in shape. You want to go to the gym consistently. You want to go to school and, I don't know, learn to be something, right? Some kind of profession. You want to improve your relationships, right? Like your behaviors within your relationships. You can sabotage all of these things. There's stuff that you do, and sometimes you're not even aware of the fact that you're doing it, or you're very aware that you're doing it and you're like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm still gonna do it. This thing I shouldn't be doing, shouldn't. So you're basically putting, in a way, artificial parameters on yourself. Artificial. You're like, your mind is putting this box. It's like, I have to be within this area. This is how I have to behave. This is what I have to do. And like I say, in spirituality, when you've progressed far enough and you finally do merge and reach the final clarity, or whatever you want to call it, whatever bullshit label, you start taking yourself outside of these limiting parameters and stuff that you box yourself in with your mind, because you see what your mind is. That's why I did the videos on the layers of your mind, and your mind is the most powerful tool and all that kind of stuff. You have to understand that stuff before you truly progress, really. But when you're sabotaging stuff, okay, the true reason behind sabotage is karma. Okay, if you want to boil it down to, why do I do something? What is this? Why do I do something I know I shouldn't be doing? You know, why do I feel called to do something in a moment and it just felt like it was out of control? There's karma there. And what karma looks like within you, energetically, is an impetus, a portal. It's like this causality, this openness, willingness, etherically, energetically, to do something. It's open within you, and you haven't closed it off, you haven't reined it back in, you haven't come within yourself and centered yourself and rooted yourself, so that you're actually aware of your behaviors and your actions in the moment. You just unconsciously are doing things, okay? So what's happening now is, let's say you put an arbitrary thing that you want to do. I want to achieve a goal, all right? And I want to go to the gym every day, right? And I know that if I go to the gym every day, I'm going to be fit eventually, and then it's going to feel good. You know these things, right? Like, people know these things. After doing these things, it's in the collective consciousness. If you do this, then you'll achieve this, okay? So you're like, I want to go to the gym every day. But then you're going to the gym and everything's great for a week or two, and then for some reason you're just like, I don't really want to go anymore. Whatever it is, it's like that little seed, that little bit of, I don't really feel like it. That's the karma. It's almost a contractual thing. Okay, you guys don't understand. There are things you have to go through. And so you oscillating between wanting to do something and then sabotaging yourself, and wanting to do something and sabotaging yourself, and whatever, this whole behavioral pattern, that is part of your karma. It is meant to be experienced that way, so that when you finally do, it's like every time you're on the right path, you're burning through karma, you're burning through karma. And then there's still little layers of karma. There's still an opening there that you're willing to give yourself to, and that drags you back into hell temporarily. And you keep fighting and coming back and fighting, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? You keep going, and you're ascending. You're like, you're kind of going, and ascending means towards this goal, because the true ascension comes on the spiritual path, and that's where like you get the full bird's eye view of all of the behavioral stuff. It isn't just tied to one thing. I keep sabotaging myself in one aspect of my life. No, you learn the core root of what sabotaging behavior and instinct and impetus is, and then you see it very clearly for what it is, and then you're like, oh, okay. And then there's an essence of forgiveness that comes in, guys, that like, oh no, I fucked up. And you immediately forgive yourself for it, because honestly, the fuck up isn't really a fuck up, because you were meant to do it or else you wouldn't have done it. You know, and so like in a moment you have a choice between one of 2 actions, right? If you want to just boil it down to its most basic thing. And it could be multiple different like varieties of what that choice is going to look like. But it's like you're going to do the thing or you're not going to do the thing. And doing the thing may look like a bunch of different ways, and not doing the thing may look like a bunch of other different ways, right? And how it shows up and how it manifests in your life. So as an example, let's say for me, I've been wanting to lose weight, okay? Since last year, I was very heavy. I've lost some weight, right? And lately, I haven't really fully been going after losing the weight. I'm okay with where I'm at. When I want to lose more weight, it's like I lose weight in bunches, really. Like I'll lose weight 20, 30, 40 pounds at a time over like a quick period of time, and then I like stabilize for weeks or months on end, right? But when I was trying to lose weight last year, while I'm on the road trip of redemption, and I'm turning it into this thing of like, oh no, I have to lose weight. How am I going to start my channel if I don't lose weight? Who's going to watch me if I don't lose weight, right? Every time that I didn't align myself and didn't perform whatever action or non-action I was trying to do, right? Because I was fasting to lose weight mostly. Every time I would eat some shitty food I shouldn't be eating, or I ate more than I should have, or I skipped a day, or like I shortened my fast by a day, right? Every time that I didn't meet a certain criteria, a goal that I had placed, an expectation on a behavior, it was like, oh no, I fucked up. Oh no, what is this torturous thing? And I was like fucking with myself, basically. It was like I'm putting this artificial need, and okay, like, yeah, you know you need to improve and lose weight, right? You know you need to do that, okay? But it doesn't have to be such a torturous thing. Any behavior that you're chasing after, any outcome that you're chasing after, it doesn't have to be a torturous, uphill, slog of hell fight that you're doing in every moment. It's like the degree to which you're fighting it is the degree to which it's telling you you're kind of addicted to that, or you're kind of just like in an inertia state where you're having it's difficulty getting momentum into the behavior that you want. Okay? Eventually these things just fall away on their own and you come into a balance. Okay? But for me, every single time that I'm not like achieving this, like, oh, I'm gonna do a 3-day fast, but instead I did a 2-day fast. Oh no, whip myself, and just like beat myself, just like knock myself out. Oh no, how could you sabotage yourself so badly, Darius, right? And for me, guys, because I was dealing with a really hardcore food addiction, every day I'm having like this, like what they call nowadays in the psychological community, food noise, right? I'm having an internal dialogue, an internal battle. The devil is on one side saying, hey man, you really want to eat that tasty treat, like a little doggy treat? Ooh, it's so tasty, right? You want to have that McDonald's. You want to have that Jimmy John's. You want to have that like, I don't know, Jersey Mike's subs or Chipotle or whatever. And some of these are obviously more healthy than other options, right? Like Chipotle is not so bad. And like, a sandwich isn't so bad. But then I also wanted the nasty shit, like I wanted the fried chicken, or like the Popeyes or the McDonald's or like the Burger King or whatever I had a craving for. And then, so it's like, I'll wake up, I'm like, okay, I'm doing a fast today, a 24-hour or 48-hour fast. I'm doing a fast. I'm trying to lose weight. No bad food, right? And then when I was eating, when I would eat, when I was on this path and like I was doing the regimen, When I would eat, I'd eat like 12 to 1500 calories of some like clean food, you know, salads and like, I don't know, baked potatoes with like salsa and I don't know, like rice and beans and just really basic, like wholesome foods, right? That didn't have a lot of fat and a lot of like saturated fat, and it was just clean, okay? Cleaner than I would normally eat. But the entire time I'm having this internal, just like, I really want to eat that food. So I'm every time myself, not even myself, my mind, my ego, this devilish little like temptation. That's what it is calling out to me. It's like, yo, you really want to eat. And it's like, it'll come in and it'll just sit with me all day. And like the self in me, the truest self is battling this thing. It's like, no, get out. No, get out. And every time I give into it and sabotage this whatever I'm trying to do, I strengthen that temptation. I give it a little bit more power. So it's like your disposition to sabotage yourself is strengthened every time you sabotage yourself. And every time you like hold firm in what you're trying to do, you reclaim a bit of yourself until you eventually become whole. Until eventually the physical reality doesn't tempt you anymore. You're just choosing what you want to do, how you want to do it. And it isn't this like effortful, constantly battle, like war that you're waging within. So why do we sabotage ourselves? It's karma. It's basically like all of the stuff for over the last year that I had to traverse with food. I had built up karma, right? I came in with karma, but I also had built up karma. I had built up a portal that was open, the degree to which it was open, and just willing to eat junk food all the time. Then now bringing that back into balance is a motherfucking bitch. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're so not used to working out, but you want to start working out, well, there's an inertia. You're so used to working out that now every time like you're so used to not working out that every time now you want to go work out, it's like you're pushing yourself and you're opening, like you're transitioning this portal into the workout. And it's honestly, guys, as simple as making a decision and following through on it willfully with discipline. That's all it is. But why do we become undisciplined? Why do we become like just locked in on this sabotaging thing that like is calling out to us? Because you're so used to doing that. It's uncomfortable to burn through your karma. It creates discomfort, right? It's like, I don't really want to be doing this, but I guess it's for my higher good, but I don't really know, you know? And honestly, guys, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, any of this stuff. You're going to burn through whatever karma you're meant to burn through, and you're not, or you're not. You're carrying stuff into the next life over and over again. And the idea behind this channel and like what I'm pointing at is like, you kind of want to do it through the meditation and the prayer if you can in this life. You just want to get it over with so that you can ascend into bigger and better and amazing things. You don't have to keep coming into the earth plane and being trapped, you know, the soul trap theory, whatever bullshit they want to say. You don't want to come in and have to experience separateness and learn your lessons in this very fearful based reality. You don't want to have to do that if you don't have to. It's nice to experience it. We want it. God wants to experience these things, but eventually the soul graduates and learns to stop doing its self-sabotaging behaviors. It's like, oh, I'm making amazing progress, and it's like, just something like, you know, like intrusive thoughts or whatever. I just couldn't help myself. There's no control. And here's the thing, even while you're in control, you can like willingly choose to sabotage yourself. Because on some level, there may even be insecurity because you're like afraid of success. You're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of what it may mean if you truly do succeed. So part of you is also sabotaging yourself because you don't really want to fully step into yourself because you're afraid of what that may look like. There may be added responsibilities you're just not ready for. And so your higher self knows this, and it's like keeping you stuck in a rut so that you can fully purge it when you're ready to fully step into your confidence and your magnificence, your magnetism. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like every person has parts of themselves covered up with this karma, okay? And your true brilliance can't shine while you're covered up in this muck, okay? So yeah, aspects of yourself are magnetic and are drawing what you need to be experienced in this life. But the full sheer brilliance of your utter magnetism and charisma and confidence and amazingness will always be layered the more you're tapped into your mind. And it's the mind that's always bringing suggestions to sabotage yourself. The egoic, like little fearful, insecure mind that wants to keep you paralyzed in shit. It likes it. It keeps living through itself, through it, and strengthening that energy within you that's more predisposed to want to sabotage itself. And it doesn't get that like the true liberation is outside of that. So, yeah, sabotaging. Dude, everybody does it. Everybody does it on some level. And it's just like, well, how aware, how conscious are you of it or not? A lot of people out here, the vast majority, are unconscious of their behaviors. They just think this is just how life is, and then like they learn little patterns based on other people's interactions and like what they learned in school and what they learned from their parents and what they learned from their friends and family through their whole life, and this is just how life is. So they never did the critical thinking, the introspection to like wonder, hey, maybe there's some way out of this, right? Well, then now you get to a place where you're more conscious, you're more aware, you've even had an awakening or two, and then you come back into hell, right? You have the final purge stuff to purge, like I say, okay? Well, while you're purging that final stuff, you're probably more conscious of the fact that you're sabotaging yourself in that moment. You're like, I know I shouldn't do this. I know this is not on the path for me, right? Like let's say you wanna sit down and do the meditation and the prayer. You're like, man, Darius, your message has really gotten through to me. I really do want to sit down and do the meditation and the prayer. But you just can't find your way to actually really implementing it in your life. It sounds all great. You know, I have Darius here. I'm super inspired. I want to sit down and do it. I want to get to this place, right? Like I want to feel connected to myself and everything around me. I really want that. But then now when it comes to sit down and do the meditation and the prayer, there's excuses. They're just like, something, I'm too busy, I'm whatever. If it was really that important to you, you would find a way to make time for it. You'd really dedicate yourself. You'd see that something that you're giving your time to is not as important, right? Let's say you watch TV for 2 hours a day, or you go play video games for 2 hours a day, or you just sit on your ass, like, I don't know, doing whatever. Those 2 hours, you reclaim it for yourself, and now you go meditate and pray. And then now you're going to create a struggle. You're changing a behavior, okay? I'm used to playing video games for 2-3 hours a day. I can very easily reclaim that time and put it into the correct chosen path, right? You're going to find your awakening through the video games, whether you guys realize it or not. So even being stuck in the video games long enough gets you to a critical mass of suffering where you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Wasting my time with this shit. Yeah, you go play video games occasionally, an hour or two for fun with your buddies, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like any other entertainment. But if you fully lost yourself in it and you literally do it every single day, and lots of people out there are lost in video games, it's a whole other energetic thing, isn't it? So I know I should be not doing the video games as often. I want to meditate more often. Okay. So now you've created this dichotomy, this energetic thing that's just pulling you back and forth. I want the video games. I really want the video games. I'm so used to doing the video games every day. But this thing's calling out to me. My higher self, God, is like, hey, are you ever going to come and try this out? It's really cool. It's really fucking cool. Because then when you do this shit enough and you burn through all of this karma and baggage and whatever, all of it, when you burn through all of it, now you can go play the video games and it's more fun when you do it. And then maybe you even realize, hey, I don't even really need to play video games. It doesn't interest me anymore. Maybe even like playing video games is a part of your identity. You're a gamer and all your buddies are gamers. And then now if you leave that group, like of playing video games, you've lost an entire friend group and you're too afraid of what that may or may not look like. There's different karmic cords and attachments to every aspect of your own suffering and behavior that you probably should change, okay? And it doesn't mean you give up gaming entirely, right? Let's say you sit down and you watch TV and you listen to music, anything that's just, you doom scroll on social media, which lots of people are doing. You do these things for hours of your day, 4 or 5, 6 hours. Reclaim a portion of it, and do the meditation and the prayer for a couple hours a day, right? You sit and do 4 to 6 hours of gaming and social media and TV and movies and just like sitting on your ass, just consuming media in whatever variety. Reclaim that and go do this thing that you probably know you should be doing, okay? Now, the sabotaging instinct and behavior comes back when you create this dichotomy that of I should be doing this. So now, in this example, I should be meditating and praying, but I really want to go on doom scroll on social media. I really want to go watch that TV show. Oh my God, all my friends are watching that TV show, and then tomorrow I'm not gonna be in the know, right? It's like out of the loop. I don't want to be out of the loop. And then like I'm gonna be at school tomorrow, or I'm gonna be talking to my friend tomorrow. It's like, oh my God, did you see that episode of like Stranger Things? Like, oh no, I didn't watch Stranger Things. Oh no, and I can't talk to my friend. So like, why would I want to sit and discover myself when I could have a thing to talk about with my friend? And you're constantly chasing these things to create these connections to things that are ultimately all illusory on some level. The number one most important thing ever when you've incarnated on this physical, spiritual, earth plane is finding yourself. And so every sabotaging behavior removes you from that path in one way or another. And it's like, the important thing is also, you must make the correct correlation to begin with, okay? You exercising every single day, yeah, it's good for your health, and objectively, it's good for you on some level. But whether you exercise or don't exercise, doesn't hardcore 100% even influence your spiritual path. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, look at me. I'm a lard-ass motherfucker, but I've still achieved the awakening, right? I still see the truth. It still comes out of me. It still flows with me. So it is not a prerequisite to do any certain specific behavior. The prerequisite is sitting with yourself and doing the introspection on some level. So in the grand scheme of anything that you're doing, if you're not participating in meditation and prayer at some point throughout your day, then anything in your reality is basically sabotaging you. Anything that's calling out to you, that's getting in the way of you finding yourself, is a sabotaging behavior. I'm not talking about arbitrary shit that you set up in your life as a goal. And you're like, I have to achieve this goal, and now I'm sabotaging from that. That doesn't even matter. You can stay in that sabotaging loop, and it doesn't matter really, because you're never going to get to the core issue of all of these fundamental things unless you do the meditation and the prayer and the introspection. Do you see? So it's like, I could have sat on the loop of I'm going to eat or not eat, and junk food or not junk food or whatever. I could have sat and done that forever, and it wouldn't have mattered unless I was also doing some meditation and prayer and introspection and trying to find myself, to also burn that karma. You can address it behaviorally and like willfully and through discipline. I'm going to improve one aspect of my life. Yes. You can like David Goggins the fuck out of your life. And you can like compartmentalize and like schedule and plan your day very meticulously. And I'm going to do all the correct things. But none of that shit matters if you have not found the base, the platform of God within you. So you must purge this karma, the cause and effect. And it is an energetic portal that you are very willingly giving yourself to every time you sabotage yourself. So all of these things, right? A descent into hell, a super bad depression, that's karma. That is a mental karma. And so every time you're entertaining negative ideas about yourself, you're strengthening that in you, and you're basically sabotaging yourself, your internal self. And every time you buy into the good woo-woo shit about yourself, then it feels better temporarily. Or you distract yourself, right? You're like, I don't want to, I can't listen to myself anymore. I'm going to just go play video games. So in a way, doing the video game is kind of good because it gives you a rest from feeling shitty about yourself. The problem is that the medicine, you're turning the video game into a medicine. It is only addressing the symptom. It's not addressing the root cause. And you're never going to heal yourself that way. And so basically all you're doing is substituting and bringing in a variety of different behaviors to all fundamentally address, or you're trying to fundamentally address your utter lack and insecurity and just like internal disposition, right? With all behaviors. It doesn't matter what you do. I want a box of donuts. I want to fuck this girl. I'm gonna dive balls deep into work, right? I want to do the heroin. It doesn't matter what addiction you come in and cover yourself up with. It's all the same thing. And then you're sabotaging yourself. It's like now you're creating the dichotomy. I know I shouldn't be doing heroin, but it's calling out to me. It's just such a motherfucking great drug to do. It's just, oh, it's the best feeling on earth, better than sex, right? And so like that creates such a strong karmic portal that like you feel like you're gonna die letting go of it. Think about it, the degree to how amazing it feels to do it and you get caught up in it is the exact opposite degree to which it feels like a motherfucking bitch to let go of. These are all very balanced polarities and energies, guys, when you guys understand this. So if food doesn't appeal to you, but alcohol does, you have given that portion of yourself to the alcohol, and now you're creating this sabotaging behavior. I know I shouldn't drink, but I drink anyway. I go back and forth within the drinking or the not drinking, and it's all you trying basically to just reclaim yourself from a behavior you know you probably shouldn't be doing that is destroying some aspect of your life. It can be anything. Gambling, sex, anything, any experience, social media consumption. How many people out there are like trying to get themselves off of media? They like do a detox, a social media cleanse or a media cleanse. How much of a motherfucking bitch is that? And then now you're creating the dichotomy again, where if I go back to doing the social media, I'm sabotaging myself. I really know I shouldn't be doing the social media. You're creating these arbitrary things. You're like, I shouldn't be doing the social media. Well, why not? Why can't you sit down and do it responsibly? Because it's a slippery slope for me, Darius. It really sucks me in. You have to recognize that about yourself. That's where you're setting healthy boundaries and parameters for yourself. So that in the end, they're not so arbitrary. If you keep doing the same behavior again, it's trying to bring you back onto the path. So it's like, you're like, I'm not gonna do the social media, but I'm gonna do the video games instead. And I'm not gonna do the video games, but I'm gonna do the drinking instead. And all you're doing is substituting one fucked up behavior for the other. And doing each of those things isn't fucked up in itself. It's the losing yourself in it, like I say, guys. You're substituting and filling up portions of your day because you just can't sit with yourself. You just can't be still. It's all pulling you, pulling you, pulling you. That's the karmic cord. That's the portal. It's open. You're very willingly to just give your soul to it constantly. Bring it back in. And like first you understand it on the mind, right? Like I'm telling you guys, and then it comes in here. And then you feel it intuitively. That makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense deeply. Okay. Well, now that you get it, what are you going to do about it? Who else is going to come in and change your life, like we say, right? Who else is going to shift your attitude? Who else is going to shift your behavior but you? Who else is going to sit down and do the work but you? And I had to get this through my own head. Who else is going to sit down and do the meditation, Darius, if you don't do it? You claim that you're this super spiritual person. Like I had like this egoic identity as I'm a super spiritual person. And other people just don't know, right? But I was a hypocrite because I wasn't sitting down and doing the fucking work. You know what I'm saying? We're all hypocrites out here, man. And you know what's funny is that like I'm aware of my own hypocrisy, even in this awakened state. I see my hypocrisy very clearly, and that fucks with you. It's like how am I in a position to give advice when I'm a hypocrite myself? You know, and all it is intentionality and choice. I choose to do something. You're gonna view me as a hypocrite. I smoke a cigarette, you're gonna say, Darius, smoking cigarettes isn't very healthy for you. It doesn't seem very spiritual, does it? Drinking. It's the same thing Jesus drinking and eating, like being a glutton and a fucking drunk with the sinners. And however they chose to label him. He's like, you think I can't drink wine responsibly or just hang out and have a good time with my friends? No, that doesn't align with like the righteousness of the law. And it's like, bro, like arbitrary rules that communities and civilizations put on themselves. It's like we observe that alcohol is bad, so it's always all bad. There's never a time to ever drink. Okay, you can go to that extreme, but you're creating a motherfucking bitch within yourself if some part of you wants to occasionally have a drink with friends responsibly and have fun and let loose. There are so many things that we do that we know are bad for us, but we still do them. You're not going to be an utter Puritan, purified, perfect soul beacon ever. Never. The most righteous spiritualist will always, on some 1% level, be off. The moment you entertain any bit of fear, the moment that you entertain any bit of doubt, you are already off the path that it leads into the temptation of the damnation of sabotaging yourself. And it comes for everyone. Even the most awakened, enlightened master deals with it. It's still there. You just transcend it. You see through it. It doesn't fuck with you the way it used to. It doesn't have power over you like it used to. And so every time that you sabotage yourself, you're strengthening that powerless state within you. Burn the karma. Burn it. Burn through it. It's asking. It's the karma and the suffering aspect of this karma. It is designed to get you out of it. That hole, that desperate, like soul-sucking hole, so that you can find yourself. It's always pointing back to yourself in one way or another. So whether you sabotage yourself or not, in the end, ultimately, it honestly doesn't matter. God doesn't care how many lives it takes for you to wake up. He's just wondering whether you're going to choose it this life. That's what this channel's about, choosing it this life. Because everything else is just like kind of pointless after a while. Like I say in Ecclesiastes, like why I like that so much, how this guy, he's reached the wisdom, the final clarity, he understands it. He's like, man, this is all fucked. It's all just this game of form, like Eckhart will call it. Form. Physical. 3D. Comes in, comes out. Comes in, comes out. Baiting you, tempting you, tempting you. And you're just very willing to give yourself to it. However it may take shape for you. You don't, like alcohol doesn't fuck with you, but like cigarettes do. Oh, I gotta let go of the cigarettes. It's really fucking with me. Okay. Yeah, if it's that much of a problem, sure. But like having a cigarette once in a while or like having whatever, anything. The moderation, the middle way, the take it or leave it attitude and mentality and approach to life. That's really the only place you can do it, guys. Because on some level, there has to be a participation within this physical reality. And so if you're always setting up artificial boundaries and constructs on your behavior, and then you end up sabotaging yourself within the context of creating this behavior that you're trying to get out of, it's like a folly thing, man. It's like one way or another, it doesn't matter. All that matters at its core is, like I say, doing the meditation and prayer, because that's going to bring you to a place where you see through all of it. So none of it has any power over you anymore. That's the true liberation, is reclaiming your full power, and then like none of it fucks with you anymore.